Hello, I'm learning about OBS. Hopefully you can see this on the screen, but this is OBS Studio 31.0.1. It's a free-to-use software. I've had it on my computer for a while, on my Windows computer, and it hasn't caused any issues. Now, let me think. If you need to add sources, like this is something that got me. So we go to sources. We hit a plus here, and then we've got audio input, capture. Let's have a look here. I'm not going to mess with this at the moment because it's working, as you can see. Now, one thing is when you're recording audio, your good audio, from what I've been told anyway, is you've got to be in the yellow, once in a while hit in red, so this is kind of okay. Now, if you're finding that you're getting into the red too much, there's a couple of things you can do. With OBS, what you can do, I think you can pull this down, isn't it? Like that, yes you can. You can pull this down, so you can alter the volume that way. You can also go to Windows, I'm still running Windows 10, and then you go to Settings, then you go to System, then you go to Sound, and then this is your output, this is my speakers, which, okay, whatever, and then microphone, here we go, and then what I can do is do manage sound devices. In fact, no, hang on, manage sound devices, oh, I see what you're saying. So input, microphone, then device properties, my bad, and then I can alter that. This is a recording volume. I can alter the volume at the moment. I've got it at 95. So that's a couple of things. Now, a couple of people have asked me what's been going on with, what do I have on my computer. So, as I say, this is my CPU. It's running at 5.5 at the moment, and 60 frames per second. So let's go ahead and minimize that. And then, first of all, I talked about Task Manager. Now, there's a couple of ways of doing Task Manager. If you look in your keyboard, on the left hand side you'll see CTRL or Control, and then a couple of to the right you'll see Alt, ALT. So you press those at the same time, but if you look at the top right hand side of the screen you'll see Delete. Okay, let's have a look here. To Windows keyboard. Board layout. I don't know if, again, I've been recording off the, I'll show you my display thing in a second, okay? In fact, let's have a look here. Go back to here. I don't know if that recorded, whatever it is. Anyway, so let's go ahead here. Let's go ahead, video capture. So if you go to plus, then you've got display capture, from what I understand. Let's have a look here. Yeah, display capture will show you your window. Now, I'd chosen this, but it wouldn't work. This display screen over here was black, and then I found out once you've picked your display capture. So if we do this, if it's going to open up, I've gone and capture method is Windows 10, and the only display that I've got is this one here, which is the onboard machine. And then I've got a couple more options. I've got automatic DXGI, and at the moment it's working, so I'm just saying I'm leaving it the way it is. But you can mess around with this. So again, you go ahead and hit plus. It gives you all the stuff here. That's all the audios and stuff we're doing. Display capture captures what you can actually see on your screen, and then window capture will capture websites only. So, for instance, if you're going to be flitting through stuff on the internet, but you're also going to be looking at stuff on your computer in the background, if you hit Windows capture, then what's going to happen is it's going to record just what you have on the internet. So if you minimize it, it's still going to record that screen, from what I understand. Right. Now, as I say, I don't know if I mentioned it already, But I deleted this to make it easy for myself, and then hit display capture, but the display screen here was blank all the time, so I just went and closed out OBS and making sure display capture was one of the options, this guy here. And then when I open it again, I'm recording. So there we go. Hope that's helpful. Now I haven't hit streaming yet. Again, I'll show you something if it shows with the blah. Okay, let's have a look here. So if I minimize this, I don't know if I can minimize this. Let's have a look here. So hang on, no. Okay, I had to change the keyboard layout. Just images then. So I don't know if this works. There we go. Alright, and then we'll do visit, is it? Nope, it's not going to do it. There it goes. Right, I'll do that one. Okay, so what I'll do is, if you let me grab it, there it is. Shrink this up a little bit. Oh, it shows. It looks like it should show my preview anyway. So what we're looking at is we're hitting Control, which is this key here, Alt, this key here, and then it doesn't have a delete key. That's weird. Where's my delete key? Huh. Control Alt, where's delete? Am I missing something? Alright, let's go ahead and do this. I'll fill the screen up with it. I'll get rid of that guy. And then, where's delete? There it is. Let's try this then. So, see visit, see if this works. Okay, good stuff. So give me a picture, it's all just videos and stuff, blah, 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 blah. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Okay, so right, here we go. So I hit Control here, Alt, and then delete at the same time. And then that'll bring your task manager up. Another thing you can do is, I don't know if, yes, you can, hopefully you can see here, is this is your pin bar or your whatever, I forgot what they call it now. Down here, task bar or something. In fact, let's have a look here. Right click something. And then, okay, share open with cursor student. It's not a program, so it won't let me do that. Okay. So find a blank thing. See here, it's kind of highlighting the thingy, so you don't do that. You move to the right a little bit till you got a bit of space, and then you hit your right mouse button, and then you have all these thingies. If you go to Task Manager, there we go. Right, and this is a really good thing. Processes tells you all the processes that are running. As you see, I've got like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Firefoxes running. I found out that, I mean, I could be wrong, but I found out the reason that so many are running is because to make Firefox more streamlined, instead of running one program and trying to run everything that you're trying to do with it, it kind of splits the tasks up into lots of instances in the background, thus, to make it run smoother. So these are all the options, all the thingies. And then you can, for instance, if you click here, if you say hit CPU, if I click that, what it'll do is it will jump between what is using most of the CPU. So 10.9 is being used by OBS, so that's the biggest one. But if I click it again, you see the little arrows gone up. That means all the stuff is the lowest at the top. So we'll do that to us now. The same with the memory. So that means Firefox is using the most memory, and then OBS Studio. And then we can do the other way, where these are all not being, using blah, blah, blah. So there you go. Next thing is performance. Now the performance is basically what's happening on your computer. So let's go ahead to CPU. CPU, this is 11th generation Intel Core TM i5. i5, that's the 5th generation. And so that's basically whatever. And it's a 2.4 gigahertz. And no, the 11th generation of the 5th. That's the again. I'm still learning. I used to know about all the settings, but then they changed everything. So that's the 11th. That's the 11th. Okay, so say I think this is the pin set or whatever it is, or something. So this is the style it is. So like for instance, in a car version, this would be a V8 or a straight 6 or a 4-cylinder or something, if you wish. I'm thinking, and then this is the 8th generation of it or something. I don't know whether, but this tells you this tells you what's happening with the CPU. The CPU is the mastermind or the brain. The way that it was explained to me is if you see like the old movies before traffic lights and stuff, you used to have a police officer, or even nowadays when the traffic lights are down and the police officer comes in, stands in the middle of the crossroad and guides traffic. That's basically what the CPU does, is you've got all these programs and applications saying, hey, how are you doing? And so what the CPU does, it goes like, oh, who are you? What do you want? And it directs it where to go. Now the memory, and so you see this is running 99%, it's running at 3.6 gigahertz, and processor threads, handles, blah, whatever. I won't go into that. And so I've got 1 socket, 4 cores. I don't look into this much. It's a cheap laptop. Memory, that's your RAM. Now the way that it was explained to me is it's like a desk. So basically, Mr. CPU, right? He's got 15 guys coming up to him, people coming up to him saying, hey, by the way, help me do this. And so I was like, hang on. So I've got 15 things I've got to do, but I've only got 1 pair of hands. So that's where this comes in. This is the RAM, which I think stands for Random Access Memory. Okay. What does RAM stand for? Back to off. Random access memory. There we go. So RAM is random, which means it's not dedicated to something. Access, which means you can access it, and memory is like a memory, right? And so what your memory does is it's like a workspace. So again, you've got the CPU with 15 tasks that it's got to concentrate on, but it needs workspace. So it's a case of, okay, I'm handling number 1 right now, so the other 14, we've got to put you somewhere. So very much like you're saying somebody who's making a box, a wooden box, right? And so they've cut all the pieces together. They cut the walls, so they cut the 4 pieces for the walls. And so they're sticking 2 of the walls together. So that's the job they're concentrating on. Now, the other 2 walls, they've got to, they're not gluing together at the box. They have to put somewhere, so they put it on a workbench or the RAM, right? I hope that makes sense. So in other words, so that's sitting there waiting to be worked on as the CPU is sticking the 2 walls, the box together. So I think I've got 8 gigabytes of RAM. So I think I mentioned that there is 8 gigabytes of RAM. Something I mentioned that really pees me off is in the olden days, back when the computers used to be wind up, you could upgrade your RAM, your CPU, and all that kind of stuff. But now they've soldered everything, which is annoying. And I really think a company has to come. It has to be done. A company has to come forward to say, okay, make it modular, where instead of everything being glued down, have it so you can access stuff easily. For instance, if you need to change the battery, all you have to do is click, and the battery comes off, and you can change it. But now you have to get into the computer and move the motherboard, that kind of stuff. It's really crazy. Anyway, so I'm just sidetracking at the moment. So, yeah, the annoying thing is this computer model can handle 16 gigabytes of RAM, but they've gone and sold at 8 gigabytes of RAM in, so I'm just stuck with the 8 gigabytes. It's really annoying. All right, so, okay, CPU is the captain of the ship or the police officer that's standing guarding traffic when the traffic light's down. Memory is the RAM or random access memory, which is the additional workspace, so the CPU's got somewhere to put stuff that they're going to look at later. The disk, I've got a SSD, which is normally, it was a HHD, I think it was, or HDD. Let's have a thing. HHD, or was it HDD? Nope. Hybrid hard drive. Okay, HDD then. Hard disk drive. Now the hard disk drive was what it was standard forever. And so see if we can have one split open. And it was amazing. Let's do this one, okay? Right. So like CDs, if I don't know if you remember those. Imagine a double-sided CD, but you got a bunch of them. And then this little thing is almost like the stylus on a record player. And so it just moves around really quickly. It never touches the disc, but it reads the disc. And the way the disc worked is it works with binary, but what it do when it burns onto the disc, it will burn deep wells or shallow wells, and so it would actually read the height of the well, and that would give it the information it wanted to do. And the great thing about that is it stores. The bad thing about that, a couple of bad things, is you're restricted on how fast the disk can run and how fast the laser would move to read it. Also, because this is physical, if you, especially in the when it first started, if you knock the computer that has this in, it can bump, because you're talking about like hardly the breadth of a hair, something less than that, between the laser and the disk. So if you accidentally bump your computer while it's processing, you can scratch the disk, and that would ruin it forever. And so then what they did is there was thumb drives. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Hang on, thumb drive. And I think it's because it was a drive and it was about the size of a thumb. So flash memory, right? And so this was something that was introduced. SanDisk is a really good manufacturer. And so basically what it was instead of, let's have a look here, thumb drive internal. Instead of having a disk or a bunch of disks inside, this was totally solid state, so there was nothing to bump. And so it was something you plug into the computer if you wanted extra space and stuff. And then some bright spark said, hang on, as soon as these are getting really fast, these thumb drives are actually faster than the hard disks that we're using. So why don't we just make this into a hard disk? So they did. That's what the SSD comes from. And then we do, hang on. And I think it's solid state disk drive. SSD meaning whatever, solid state drive. So solid state means there's nothing, no moving parts, so that's what SSD stands for. So let's go ahead back to this again. Right, so I've been running for about 18 minutes. Okay, so that's what your disk is. And so this means that there's no moving parts, which means you can bump your laptop around. I wouldn't recommend it, and it wouldn't scratch the disk. Also, it runs fast because you don't have a laser arm moving around looking for stuff. It's just recorded straight onto the whole thing. So mine's 239 gigabytes. Again, I had a HHD or HDD. There we go. Forgetting what I just said. I love stuff after the incident. I'm broken, but it's beside the point. Yeah, and my mouse pad was had a little bit of moisture on it, so I was wiping it off, and I dunked it, and it scratched the disc. So to get a laptop, so this is all I could afford. And I've had it for about 4 years. It does its job, but it is frustrating. And Wi-Fi, oh, boink, Wi-Fi is basically almost like a radio signal, where like a radio picks up sound waves, or electricity and converts it to sound waves. Wi-Fi is basically picking up digital signal and doing the same. And Wi-Fi, from what I understand, the reason it's called Wi-Fi is because they used to have hi-fi, which is high fidelity. And that was when you had like record players and stuff, and it was a catchphrase. It was like, what happened? You started off recording mono, which means that the same music would come out of both speakers, even if you had two speakers. And then somebody came up with the idea of making two separate tracks, and then it used to be on one track you'd have, say, the vocals, on the other track you'd have the musical instruments, right? And so it gave a kind of a very basic surround sound kind of feel to it, but it was very again, if you put headphones on, you'd hear the singer in one ear and then the instruments in the other. And I don't know, but I think it was something to do with the Beatles that came with the idea of, hang on, why don't we kind of merge it so both the left and the right are hearing bits of both. So you're hearing the singer in both the left and right ear, but you're also hearing the instruments, the same thing. And then what you can do is you can alter the levels. And anyway, so when that came out, it's new stereo, hi-fi, high fidelity. And then when Wi-Fi came out, they kind of like, it's wireless internet. So wireless internet, that doesn't sound catchy. What about something Wi-Fi, like wireless fidelity? So from what I understand, that's where the term Wi-Fi comes from. And then we have the GPU. Now, the GPU is a graphic processing unit, if I remember rightly. Now, this is very similar to the CPU. Now, the CPU is the police officer guiding traffic. Now, the GPU is his eyes, because what this does is it handles graphics. When computers first started off, it was more running programs like, word processor programs, Excel programs, that kind of stuff. But more and more, especially when the internet came on and gaming systems and that kind of stuff, graphics became the big thing. And so what happened is, at that time, it was like the CPU that was running everything. And then some bright spark said, the CPU, that's running everything, but as soon as you put something that has a lot of graphics to it, it beats the heck out of the CPU, so everything starts running slowly. So somebody thought, what happens if we make a CPU that's dedicated to graphics only? And so then instead of the CPU running everything, and it would be then the GPU, very much like the RAM or the memory, would be now a secondary person running the background. And it just handles graphics. So it's a case of like, run a program, nope. Run audio, nope. I'm running video only. And so that's where the GPU comes from. And so, yeah, this is kind of one of my problems. Because if you look, I'm running absolutely nothing. The only program running really is, in fact, go to processes, is Firefox that's running in the background, and OBS. OBS is my big thing. And that's all that I'm running. And hang on, and then go to, where is it? Go to performance, and my GPU's at 50%. And it's not even running anything. If I even try to run, like when I go to play chess and stuff like that, this is up to 75. It's insane. And that's really all you need to know. Processes is what's running, and then performance is what all your bits are doing. So hopefully that's helpful. Right now, what programs do I have? Well, let's have a look here. Let's pull this up, and then we do Adobe CS6. I think that's what I've got. Boink. Right, I hate this AI overview thing. If I wanted AI, I'd ask for it. And the only reason they got the AI overview is it's using your searches to teach their AI thing, which I don't care about. But who's getting paid? I'm not getting paid for you digging through my searches. Is Adobe CS6 still available? It's discontinued software. Okay, right. So I was actually very lucky because when Adobe told everyone that a couple of things are going to happen. There's going to be subscription. It's more convenient for you, and it's also going to be we're going to have the AI tools. I kind of thought that's not really what I want, and so I went on eBay, and a bunch of people were throwing away their Adobe CS6 discs. So let's go out to eBay. And so I got mine for like $35, $50 or something like that. And then Adobe CS6 discs. So I don't know what happened now. Yeah. So put Windows, here we go. Meh. Yeah, $799. So it's gone back up to whatever. This is 5.5. The best one, in my opinion, is, and this is 500. So, yeah, I'm really sorry. Unless you've got it on your computer, you're kind of stuck right now. That's a shame. But that's what I have on my computer. And so I'm going to, I'll go through what I play with. I just mainly, Photoshop is what I use. So Photoshop, that's for editing photographs. Premiere, that's for video editing. I haven't really messed with that yet. Audition, that is for editing audio files. And then After Effects, that's really interesting. It's something I really want to get into. That is putting on special effects and that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. Now, how do I think about this? Photoshop and After Effects are pretty similar. They use layers, and so, say for instance, you can see all this stuff, right? So okay, so layer 1. Let's move this out of the way, if you'll let me. Mad. So layer 1 is this, right? And so let's say that's a house, and you want the house to have, fire coming out the windows. So you create a new layer of just the fire, and then you paste that over the house you got there, and then all of a sudden it looks like your house is on fire. That's kind of very simplistic idea of what one of the things you can do with After Effects. So it makes you be able to add layers to stuff. So I did mess around with this a few years ago. I had a job in a tier 2 advertising house, and I was where I learned about After Effects. But it's very intense. There's a lot of bells and whistles, so I'm very, very out of practice. And after the incident, anyway, I'm totally whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead. Right, Audacity, and I've just opened After Effects. So here we go. It looks like it's going to tell me what After Effects does. Okay, and like for instance, getting CS6 Suite. And $500 is a lot of money. It's a huge amount of money, but it's an investment. And if you just keep saving a little bit of money, so here we go. Here's After Effects. It's still opening because it's using a lot of everything. So there we go. So that's the tip of the day. And so here we go. And so blah 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 blah. I won't go into it, but it's huge. I mean, look at all this animation presets, 3D channel, audio, blur and sharpness channel, all these wonderful things. I've got file, open project, new project, all this kind of stuff, blah blah blah. So this is where I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. This is where you I won't go into it, but this is where. This will be the preview. These are all the things you can add to it. It's very intense what you can do, but you can do a heck of a lot of stuff. And again, it's adding layers to pre-existing stuff. Right, I think I may do a video after this of actually just chopping into programs and doing it that way. Audacity. Now, Audacity is a free-to-use software. I've been using this software for years. I've been doing updates and everything, and there's nothing buggy about it. There's no subscribe to this for the premium additional blah 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 blah. It's really cool. So and it's very easy to use. So file, and then new. I think I've got one already. New. There we go. Bollocks. It doesn't matter. It opened all of that. And so then what we can do is I'm going to go to tracks. I'm going to say add, and then we've got mono track, stereo, label track, time track. The only thing I use is stereo track. And then we have here. Now, then we've got audio setup. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do recording device. And that's stereo mix. So what I'll do is I'll go to microphone. That's the microphone that I'm using. A2 2020 USB. Dunch. Right, and then I'm going to hit record. And then what's going to happen is it's going to record me recording through the microphone, which is really cool. And so I can do this, and then what I'll do is once that's done, I'll hit stop. And then that's pause, play, stop. This is go back to the beginning, and this is go to the end. Right, there we go. Now this is how simple it is. Say I want to get rid of this bit here. All I do is with my little line thing, dunch. There we go. And then what I can do is, where is it now? It's so simple, but I can't find it. Okay. And then, where is it? I don't know. Okay, what I can do then is I go to edit. And then I can hit cut. And then what I can do here, I could do edit and then cut again. I think I do this. Is that right? No, in fact, I know what to do. I'm really sorry. Okay, so there you go. I want to get rid of this. So do this, grab, scroll, so it's all highlighted. Then I can do edit cut. There we go. Douche. How easy is that? And then what I can do again, so tracks, add new, hang on, add new stereo track. So I've got another one. Go back to the beginning. And then what I can do is I can mute this one, or in fact, let's do this then. Okay, so what it's doing now is it's recording what I'm saying now, as well as playing what's going on up there as well. So that's it. And so I'll hit stop. Okay, there we go. Then what I'll do is I'll mute this one, zoom this to the beginning, and then hear what it's just done. I don't know if you can hear this. Okay, so what it's doing now is it's recording what I'm saying now, as well as playing what's going on up there as well. So that's it. And so I'll hit stop. Okay, there we go. Isn't that cool? And then what I can do is again highlight everything, and then I can do Control X, which is the standard cut, and then Control X and get rid of that. So it's amazing what you can do with it. And there are tools up here, but I've forgotten. Is there a Windows thing? Tools, there we go. That's wrong. It's editing. There is something somewhere. I don't know where it is though. Okay, hang on. I got that. Where's the tools? Anyway, whatever. I haven't played with this for a while, but there you go. But yeah, so you can mess around with that and save it, and you can do tons of stuff. You can do, blah, 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 and it's totally free. So I recommend this, and Audacity. It's really, really cool. So that's a free program. So now I'm not going to save it. I'm not going to save that one only because it's like that. Another free program is. Let's have a look. I'm going to go here. And then, how do I do programs? Mailed. That's PC. And then, we're looking for program files. I don't know. I used to know all this stuff. Okay, that one. The program files. There's a way of doing this before, and I've forgotten how. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to do that. Go away. Okay, so let's go here. Go to file. Okay, and this is the thing. After when you're recording on OBS, okay, OBS is a good thing as well. I think I've talked about this already. So after you've recorded an OBS and hit stop, then you go to File, and then you go to Remix Recordings. Now, then hit these three dots here, and this goes to the folder where it's saved all your files. Because what's happened is it records it in its own format, and so then what you can do is you can go ahead and convert it to MP4, FLV, that movie file, that kind of stuff, blah 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 blah. And then you can use that to put it on your website or put it in your editing software and that kind of stuff, blah blah blah. Now, I forgot how to. Okay, because it's this thing. There we go. VLC Media Player. Windows used to have a Windows Media Player. I don't know if it still does now, but this VLC Media Player is pretty good, and it's free. And I've had this on my machine for years, and it plays many more file formats than Windows Media Player does, and blah blah blah. And so there we go. So that's a VLC Media Player if you want to do that. That's two. Another one is blah 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 blah. What's it called now? Open. Oh gosh. Okay, let's do this. Like free word processor. I don't know if that's spelled right. And then, where is it? Open Office. There we go. Now I have a copy of Word 2013 or Office 2013, but it's a little bit broken. Somebody gave it to me, and so that's so I use that. But if you don't if you don't have like an again, I'm just steering away from things that are subscription because it ends up that, like for instance, the thing with Adobe is they ended up putting in the terms and services, hey, by the way, if you use our services, then what we can do is we can use all of your stuff and do anything we want to. So Open Office, Apache is the name of the company that runs it. Open Office is free, an open productivity suite. It gives you a word processor, it gives you a Excel thingy, one of these things. Are you going to show me what you are? Excel, yeah. Excel program, all this wonderful stuff. And it's free, and it's been going on for years, and I mean years. Probably going on before a lot of you were born, and I'm saying that as if anyone's actually watching these videos. But this is actually really, really cool. Again, no gimmicks, this is a trial version stuff. So if you, because I think what's happening is Microsoft is doing something with their Open Office program where I forgot what it is. It's something really dodgy. So Open Office is a really good Office program for free. Okay, so what else do we have? That's about all I have, really. Okay. Oh, Fruity Loops or FL Studio. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, FL Studio. FL Studio is amazing. Now, it used to be called Fruity Loops. That's what the FL stands for. But what happened is a cereal company turned around and said, that's too much like our name, you can't use it. So it does cost money, but this is it started off, if I remember rightly, as a sequencer, almost like a drum machine, and then and that's basically what it was. It was meant to be some kind of add-on, but people used it, and then Fruity Loops jumped onto it, thought that's really cool, and so they've been advancing it. And again, good people, because if you buy a version of Fruity Loops and you get a code like a serial number or your own personal numbery thingy, then using that you can download this onto any computer you own. And it used to just be Windows, but it's Windows and Mac now. And I think I talked about this in a previous video. But let's have in fact, what I'll do, and you can go here yourself, it's just you go to, it's imageline.com, that's the name of the company that runs it. So let's go to FL Studio Overview, Compare Editions, there we go. Lifetime free updates. So, okay, so you start off with $99, and then you can go to $179, $269, $400. But what you do is, if remember, once you paid the $99, if you want to upgrade, you don't pay $179, you pay the balance. So $99 here, then that would be what's another, I can't even think. 99, 100, so that'd be $80. So you pay $80 and suddenly you got the producer edition. And then you pay another $90 and you got the signature. And then you pay another $269, $369, $190, and you get everything. And so it's kind of limited. If I remember, I'm starting to lag, so I have to stop this. 99 thing. If you're free, which I meant, you can't save, but you do. Let's go over the. Let's go to. Wow. Everything's now. I look at how slow it's on each other. So I'm go back to GPU out now. So wait for it to change performance. GPU 98%. My memory's running at 53%. My CPU's running at 10%. And I don't know if it's doable, but something tells me there must be a way of getting the CPU to take the workload off the GPU. There must be some way of doing that. Now, I've been doing a little bit of research, and some say to go into the BIOS, which is the like the operating system that works underneath Windows. But I'm a bit scared of cat for doing that, because this is the only computer I have, and although it's crappy, it's still the only one that I have. And so if I do that and alter the wrong setting, then I've just broken my computer. So I'm seeing if there's something I can do within Windows. So there you go. There's my GPU running at 100%. So everything's all laggy. And the only program I'm running right now is OBS, and then I've just opened Audacity. So let's have a... Man, they're good processes. Okay. And then what am I looking at? Windows Audio Device Graph. I don't know what that's about. And then I've got anti-malware service executable. Let's see if I do that. Hang on. Sorry, highlight that and then hit end task. Don't recommend doing any of this stuff. Operation could not be completed. Access denied. Thank you, Windows. Anyway, so memory's gone down to 52%. Performance, that's not what my GPU's done now. Still running at 100%, so I've got to stop this soon. Okay, so I'll just drop that. And then we do skip. These are just projects that haven't worked for a while. Okay. Right, so audio setup. So at the moment we've got it set up for the microphone on recording device. But what I can do is I can do stereo mix. Now what stereo mix will do, we'll play. Let's see if I can do this. Stereo mix. Oh, wow, look how slow this is. Oh, okay, it's already done it. So tracks, add new, stereo track. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and open Fruity Loops. Okay. Oh, hang on. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. Hang on, it's still done that. Yeah, it's a different program, that's why. Okay, there we go. Right, so this is how it all started. It was just like, for instance, let's say I'm switching these on. Dum, tish, dum, dum, tish. And then see what that sounds like. Da, da, da. So let's have a look. Then we go to Audacity. Okay. And then I hit record. So what you can do is Fruity Loops. If you download the sample program, then what you can do is once you've done your song, open Audacity. Go to the audio setup. Then pick the, what is it now? It's not that good. Let me do that, so I'm going to hit stop. Audio setup, recording device, stereo mix. And then I'll do it again. Oh, yeah, so I'm doing it again. I'm recording from Fruity Loops. Just by doing this. Now, let's do this. Okay. I'm not in any way musical. Right, so I'll do a separate program with this. Again, I'm not very good, but this is basically what Fruity Loops or FL Studio started off as, and then I'm just gonna. Okay, that's how does it feel to treat me like you do? When you laid your hands upon me and told me who you are. And when you walk down to the beach, tell me how does it feel when your heart grows cold. There we go, whatever. So there we go. And so yeah, I'll do a thing on this as well. I don't know if it recorded. Okay, let's have a go. I'll play this. Oh, it's recording it. Oh, this is cool. I like this. Is OBS. I don't know if it's recording any of this. I think it is because this is my preview screen. Oh, wow. But anyway, so you got all this, and then what I can do is you see down here, this is your list of everything you mess around with. So what I'll do is I'll go to keyboard and then click on keyboard, and that'll open everything that I've got onto keyboard. I'll hit Roads. I'm going to right click it, and then I'm going to see open a new channel. Right, oop, there we go, open new channel. Sample track, oh there it goes. This, you can mess around with this, it tells you what it does. You know, and all. Again, I don't do any of this yet because I'm not that whatever. I tend to use defaults. So if I put my little thing over Roads and I right click it, then I can take it to piano roll. You ready for this? Ooh, so that's piano roll. So I'm going to hit stop, and then okay, so that's C, D, F, G, A, B. Oh, no, hang on. That's a B, in it. Right, so let's then go back to see what that sounds like. Okay. Ooh. Right now you see where it stops? Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. I know I was going to do this before. So what I'm doing is I'm hovering over it and right-clicking it. There we go. So then I'm going to hit stop for the heck of it. Then what I'm going to do is, you see here, these are also everything you can do. So this thing is like an arrangement doohickey. So if you see where it says pattern 1 is my drum beat. So if it defaults at the paintbrush. So these are all the tools you can use: pencil, paintbrush. This is handy as well. This is like an envelope tool. So if I do this, click on that, and then keep the left mouse button pressed, I can select a whole lot of stuff, and so I can grab it, move it, that kind of stuff, and blah 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 blah. So if I go back to paintbrush, so I've got pattern 1. Pattern 1's the drum beat we just did. So let's go ahead and push the left mouse, and then it repeats that. So we'll do it for 8. Now if you look, every 4 bars it changes color, which makes it nice, right, for you know, knowing where you are, so you're not going like oh come, it sounds stupid. Well, you've got an extra bar, so you're not doing it 4 times, but you can change that. Right click it to get rid of. So you see pattern. If I hit the plus button, it gives me a new pattern. So I'll put roads, right, as an example, and hit enter. So now I've got roads. So now you see here, for instance, if I go, hang on, if I click down, it gives me all the patterns that I've got here. So pattern 1, you see now that changes to pattern 1. So I can click this down arrow to change between the 2 patterns. You see it's changed there. Or I can go ahead and click the little down arrow here and do the same thing. And this is all stuff that Fruity Loops have been working on over the years, because this is, again, I haven't touched Fruity Loops forever. I've got it on a old Windows XP computer from back in the day when it was called Fruity Loops. None of this. And this is like, oh my God, they've really gone to steps and bounds. And as I said already, if you buy the basic, you can buy any of the editions. Sorry, if you buy the basic, when you upgrade, all you do is pay the balance. And then also, once you've installed it on a computer, you get kind of a special code which makes you download it on any computer you want, Windows and Macintosh. I've downloaded this on my MacBook Pro when I was in hospital, and then when I got home, I brought me a Windows computer, think maybe it's just for Mac, but it's not. I've now got it on this just by putting the code for free. And I mean, of course I paid for it to start off with, but free. Anyway, right, so what am I doing? So I'm going to go to road. So this is the pattern we're working on. Right, so this is this tool, so it's the arrangement tool. Then we got the second one, which is piano roll, which is the thing that I'm talking about. And look, it's a piano roll, it says road, so that's what I'm messing around with. If I put that down, and then, hang on. Oh, these are the separate instruments. For instance, I'll show you in a second. Okay, so if I go here, this is that little box here, you see? And where it says 808 kick, clap, and blah, blah, blah. When I go back to piano roll, that gives me all the instruments that I've already, selected in that thingy. Right, so then what did I do now? I did okay, and if that's mistaken, so I can right click it, get rid of it, or left click, I've grabbed hold of it. While I'm left clicking it, I can move it down. So let's go ahead, and this is just going to play the pattern. Okay. Okay, I like that. Okay, right now. So then I go back to this one, which is the, if you remember, it's the one where we can do the patterns. So now I've got to track 2, and then what I do is when I paste this, it's the roads thing, right? It's the pattern we've just made, right? Boom, there we go. Right, now if I hit this, oh, it's not playing the drums. Okay, because if you look up here, it says pattern, P-A-T for pattern. Now if you click underneath it, it says song. Now what song does, it plays everything you've got here. So there you get the drum beat and the Rhodes thing. Now on a new pattern, again, this is, I'm crap at this, but okay, so I'm going to hit this. I'm going to do Rhodes 2. Okay. Okay, so I've got a new pattern. So we'll go back to piano roll, and you know, we're on Rhodes 2 is the pattern. So you see this is blank. So if I go, for instance, down here, and then go back to Rhodes, everything we've just done has come back. Do you see, like I said, a separate pattern? So I go to Rhodes 2. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. And what I'm doing is, as again, I'm keeping the left mouse button clicked and then moving it around. Okay, right, I'm going back to pattern again. So it's just playing what I can see here. There we go. Stop. Then, okay. I hope I'm not losing you. I've lost myself. I don't care. So go backing up to the arranger. Right. So doom 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 doom. And then what I'll do is I go here. See what it says, Rhodes 2 here. So when I do this, I've got Rhodes 2 here. So then what I'll do is I right click this. So go back to song. And then that's the thing about all these educational videos. Everything gets too complicated. So I hope I'm not doing that. I hope we're making it simple for you. So there you go. So that's simply what it is. And there's so much stuff you can do. This is as simple as it is. I love it. It's really cute. I just wish I was better. Now, another thing you can do with it is I say, well, all I've been doing is mapping it. So back to piano roll. All I'm doing is clicking the buttons for the songs, the thingies. But also you can plug a keyboard in there, and then you know, actually play live and record it that way, which is really cool. And other things you can do is, say, what have I got here? So I'm trying to have a look. Stuff. I went into the program itself and made myself a file called stuff, because then what you can do is you can record your own stuff. For instance, if I go to here and record something, let's stop it. Sorry. If you go, hang on, go to here and record something, then what you can do is I'll close that and it'll say save it. I'll say no. You can record something, save it to the file, and that's kind of a little bit more advanced. It takes, you know, you'll learn it, blah, blah, blah. But you can actually have your own stuff, so... Don't drink or drive if you want to stay alive. So that's what I did, is I recorded this in Audacity, added a few effects to it, and then saved the file as a WAV file, and then saved it into the stuff folder. And then this is something I think I recorded off YouTube. Right, and so let's go ahead and then do file. I'll save this. I know it's stupid. So then I'll skip this. I think this is just, I don't know what that is, to tell the truth. So I'll just hit skip, and then it'll tell me what, and it's saving it as a FL Studio song file. So Blue Monday, so Mew Blonde. And then I'll look, what the hell does that mean? What the hell? So okay, so that's just a basic with that. And then we'll do file new, and then new. Also do new basic from 808. But you got all these templates as well. All this is stuff that wasn't when I was working with FL Studio, Fruity Loops. None of this. This is so amazing. So I've got to, that's just the standard one, okay. And then what I'll do is I'll do right click and then open a new channel. And then you can change things, your mode, your pitch and all that kind of stuff. So I get rid of that. So I think, did I get this off a film? I don't know. So then again, what I'm doing is I'm going to go to, okay. Now, when I do this, again, this is just an on-off thing. So if I hit this, then I hit pattern, I don't think it'll play the entire thing. Let's have a look. Yeah. If you see down here, all it's doing is playing these 4 bars. Right? But the thing is longer. Okay, so stop. Hit it twice to clear the memory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to piano roll. Now what piano roll will do when I click, it will tape the entire sample. Like, oh, hang on. Okay. Hang on. Get rid of that. No, it won't. So what I'll have to do is okay. So up here, I'm going to grab the end of this thingy, because this means what I can do is shrink everything, and which it gives me more, it basically zooms out, which means that I can do this. Let's see how far it goes. And then I'll just keep holding onto the left mouse and moving this along. How the hell long is this? So I hit pattern then. Okay, then what I'll do, since it was a loop anyway, do you know what I will do in that case? Hang on, let's take this all the way back. Okay. Because I think it's just 4 bars, isn't it? Hang on, let's do this first, see what happens. Right, so okay, we'll stop that. That sounds nice. So it sounds crappy because it's not in any kind of rhythm. So I'll go back to my arrangement thing, and I've got pattern 1, so I'll just do that. So I'll do that, and then now it's only 3 bars. So then I go back to piano roll. And I'm going to take this to the end of 4, see what that does under pattern. Stop. Now let's see if Control Z. Yes, it does! This is amazing. This is stuff that wasn't in the original Fruity Loops. This is so amazing. So Control Z, what that does is it removes your last change. So this is a 3 bar thingy. Okay, so back to the arranger. So that's going to be 3 bars. So it looks like it's just going to be 3 bars then. So what I'll do is I'm going to do this until I get to the end of, if it does that. Does it? No, it won't, will it? It doesn't go into 4. Mad. In fact, let me no. In fact, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Right, let's see. Hang on. Oh, that does go. That does do it. Okay. So go to song. There we go. Right now. So I've done that. So that's that done. Then what do I want to do? I want to add a bass to that. So let's go to instruments. And then basses. See if the speakers on this machine really suck. So I might not be able to hear this. But there we go. So right click it. Open a new channel. This is what it sounds like. Get rid of that. And then I go to pattern. And then I go to this one here so I can see what it looks like. Right, now you see I've got that thing here. Right, I've got to add a new pattern, so I hit plus and then hit base 1 for instance, for an example, but doink. There we go. So do you see now that the LA Allen thing has disappeared? So I've got base here. I'm on pattern because all I want to do is hear what this does. So just hear what it sounds default. Yeah, so the instrument sucks, but so I'm going to right click it, go to piano roll. Okay. Okay, let's do this then. Let's go down here, go to pattern 1 and then play it. So I can't read music, by the way. Okay. Ooh. And so what it's doing, you see where it's really long. It's remembering the length of the note that I did previously on that Allen-y thingy. So what I can do is go to the end where you see the 2 arrows, grab it with my left mouse, and then drag it back. And so I'm going to have it as a 2-beat blink. That's 2 bars. Just 1 bar, there we go. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff. And then blink. Okay, no. Okay, so grab it and drop it. Okay, now that to me sounds a bit too high. So I'm going to go to this little thing up here, which is my envelope tool. Click that, and then find where I want to start. I'm going to start from the back end because it's clearer. Press the left mouse button, highlight the whole thing. Then I'm going to go back to the pencil or the paintbrush. I'll do the paintbrush. And then when I get the 4 things, I can move that. So that's a B. So I'll grab that and take it down. The whole thing, you see the whole thing moves? Didn't you used to be able to do this in the original one? Now you see everything's pink, so everything's highlighted. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the envelope tool, click anywhere, and you'll see it'll out of the thingy. There we go. Then it's all green, which means everything can be moved. Everything can be moved individually. So let's. Okay, there we go. So now I've got my pattern. I'll go back to the arrangement tool, and then what I'll do is with my paintbrush push down the left mouse and then just see what this sounds like. Go to song, okay, because I think this is a 3 bar, isn't it? Box. Okay, hang on. No! Right, so grabbing this with my left mouse, moving it back. Right, stop. Spacebar stops it as well. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the piano roll. Okay. Doom, 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 doom. Pattern. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, so back here, let's two thingies and shrink it in half. Doom, 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 doom. 4 of them. Doom, 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 doom. Is that right? No. Okay. Oh, hang on. Made it small by accident. There we go. I guess see what that sounds like. Okay, so go back to stop it then. Spacebar, spacebar, or spacebar, whatever. Go back to the arranging window, song, and then see what it sounds like. Okay, spacebar again. Ah! Stop. Okay, so what I can do is I play that, then go back to piano roll. Stop. Okay, stop it again. Nope. Nope. Okay. No. Yep, stop. You sometimes with a loop like that you have to hit stop twice. Okay, why isn't it doing it? Okay, no, there we go. Oh, that's why it's too long. That's fine. Let's go ahead and shrink that down to 2. Grab it, pull it up. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's too early. Too early still. Something's wrong with it. Dum, 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 dum. Okay. Maybe these are going to move up a little bit, so move that. And I'm getting really into this now. Okay, that's tight now. There we go, that works now. Alright, now, so stop that twice. go back to the arranger. Now the first two, right, so right click these to get rid of them, and it looks like it's every £2. Miss one. This is it, I think. So song. Hang on. Okay, is this, what's that? What's going on with this? Right, move. Box, grab this. Move it one that way. I don't know. Yeah, I'll put it back the way it was. Box. And then let's stop that. And then we'll do, get rid of that, go to instruments, orchestral, strings. And open new channel. Do that. Piano roll. Okay, so I'm going to add another thingy. And then strings. Now the strings are pretty loud, so I'm going to go to the list of instrument thingy, and then what I'm going to do is grab these are your panning. This is mute or on or off, right? And then over here is your volume. So what I can do is left click to grab and then go up. Hang on, go down. Turn it down a bit. There we go. So, okay, go back to piano roll. So now I'm doing this one. Then we hit play song. That sounds like shit, doesn't it? Excuse me, French. Okay, so I've got that now. So what I'm going to do, go back to the arranger. And then what I'll do is I'll do that. See what that sounds like. Alright, continue it. And then I'll get rid of this one and just have this one long. Flat all the way to there. That bass line is totally out of whack. Hang on, so go back to piano roll. Hang on, piano roll. Mad. No, what happened? No, what happened? Okay, so I'll left click it and move that all the way to there. Go back to this. Right now, so okay, whatever, dude, I don't care. Strings 2. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. There we go. See what the pattern sounds like. Too slow. Okay, so we'll do it 2 bars. Mew, 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 mew. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. See what that does. There we go. Hang on. You can only shorten it from the back end. Just so you know. So you can't short it from the front. So. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Okay. Okay. I know, and people out there that use Fruity Loops FL Studio are looking at me going, what the hell are you doing? This is so complicated. Okay. Ah, bollocks. Really? See what it does. Stop that. Go back to song. Go back to arranger. And then I'm on strings 2. So paste it on a separate track. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna. What we're gonna do here? I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move it over to amp. This is like. Let's have a look. Oh god, this is terrible. Right. Now this has turned into a joke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Hang on, sorry, add, my bad. I'm really sorry. Then drums. Right. And then I'm just going to go back to this thing, which is the instrument thingy. And then dum. Hang on, dum. Tit. Dum. Dum. Tit. And then we do every second one. For this, it's going to sound like crap and I don't care. Right, and then just pat and see what that sounds like. There we go. Then I go back to the arranger. And then what I'll do is I will fill the gaps in with a drum. Right, yeah, and then let's see what this abomination sounds like. Get that on. Is that actually okay? Okay, hello. So there you go, amazing piece of music. In fact, what I'll do is I go drop this down. Do the strings. Oh, hang on. Do the strings 2 thing, and I'll plonk it here. Oh, what a beautiful piece of music this is! What an abomination this is. So this is still recording? Oh wow. Right, that's definitely a work in progress. I think it should be taken out and into the barn, I'm thinking, and to be did I say this already? No, I didn't. Okay, save it. So product, no, let's skip, and then abomination. There we go, abomination. Save. So there we're done. So that's it. That's me messing around with FL Studio, and as I say, you can get it for free. To try it out if you want to mess around with it, and I don't think there's a limit on it. It's just that you can't save your projects. Get Audacity, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So I just skip this stuff, and so I go to Audio Setup, Recording Device, Stereo Mix. Simple as that. Pick up that, and then I'll do it kind of semi-professionally. So tracks, add new stereo tracks, hit record, start to record, go to Fruit Loops, song, play it. Okay, there we go. So I'll do that there. Right. Hang on. So that's just playing because this is a sample, a loop sample. It'll keep playing it forever. So you have to hit stop twice. Okay, so we do go back to here. Go back to the beginning. I want to get rid of this, so I go ahead and click, keep left button clicked, highlight that area, Control X, got rid of it, and it shunts everything to the beginning. So, oh god, that sounds gorgeous. So I'm going to close this out. So as I say, until you're ready and you've got enough money to actually buy FL Studio, I keep saying Fruity Loops, instead of, like, you've done something really cool and it won't save, then you can just, download Audacity, record it, record your stuff once you finish, and you've got yourself a copy of it. So that's one way of doing it. But again, I would highly recommend buying this. It's a really beautiful. I hope my clumsy Neanderthal walking through what I've just done now actually inspires somebody. But again, nobody watches these videos, so it's like I'm just basically preaching to the choir. Right, we've done that, and that's it, really. So, what have I done? Shown you what software I've got on the computer that I'm messing around with, want to mess around with. Walked through a few settings of my OBS Studio, messed around with FL Studio and Audacity. Okay, well, that's about it. I hope you had a great